Welcome everyone. Myself Sushma Salgaonkar, Assistant Professor in Ganpat Pasikar College of Education, Harmal, Goa. Program Bachelor of Science, second year, subject Botany, semester 4, course code BOC 104, course title Plant Physiology. Title of the unit Plant-Water Relations, module name Root Pressure. Outline, Introduction, Path and mechanism of ascent of sap, root pressure theory and transpiration pool theory. Learning outcomes. In this, student will able to understand and explains the ascent of sap, describes the path and mechanism of ascent of sap, explains different theories, understanding its mechanism, explains root pressure theory and also describes transpiration pool and other theories. In this slide, we can study about the definition of ascent of sap. Ascent of sap is upward movement of water and minerals from the roots to the topmost part of the plant. The water with dissolved mineral nutrient is called as sap. Path of ascent of sap. In this, the upward translocation of water and mineral mainly take place from soil to leaves through xylem tissue. Xylem consists of xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. As we know, we have studied the path of ascent of sap. Next is how we can do it experimentally. Balsam plant experiment. A leaf twig of balsam plant is cut under water and it is placed in a beaker containing water with some eosine dye. When you take the transverse section of this particular stem, you will notice that the xylem element is pink in color, which means there is an upward movement of the eosine dye. A leaf twig from the tree is cut under water and it is placed in a beaker filled with water and a ring of bark is removed. After some time, you will notice the leaves above the ring part of the stem remains fresh and green. This is mainly due to the continuous supply of water to the upper part of the twig through xylem, which means this is a confirmed statement that the xylem is responsible for the conduction of water. Next is mechanism of ascent of sap. We can understand that small tree and herbaceous plant ascent of sap can be explained easily. But what about these tall trees like Australian eucalyptus, conifer or mighty sequoia? So the mechanism of ascent of sap is not well understood. To understand this, people or the scientists have studied they have postulated lot of hypotheses and the theories of ascent of sap has been postulated. So the first theory is vital theory. The vital theory says that the ascent of sap is under the control of vital activities in the stem. According to Goldesky, in 1884, the ascent of sap take place due to the pumping activity of the cells of the xylem parenchyma and medullary rays, which is objected due to this. That is, this theory was hypothetical. Next is according to Bose in 1923. He said, upward translocation of water take place due to the pulsatory activity of the living cells of the innermost cortical layer just outside the endodermis. And this theory was rejected because there was no correlation between pulsatory activity and the ascent of sap. And also the pulsatory activity was not observed in all the plant. Next theory is root pressure theory. Now let us study about the definition of the root pressure theory. Root pressure is the positive pressure that develops in the roots of the plant by the active absorption of the nutrient from the soil, and it is also produced due to the osmotic pressure in the cells of the root. When the nutrients are actively absorbed by the root hair. Water along with mineral increases the pressure in the xylem, and this pressure pushes the water up to small height. This can be observed experimentally by cutting the stem of a well-watered plant on a humid day, and when the stem is cut, the solution oozes out from the cut end. Now, in the next slide, we will study about factors affecting root pressure. Root pressure is very common during the spring seasons before the leaf develop, and the rate of transpiration is rapid. Second point is the main contribution of the root pressure is to establish the continuous movement of the water molecule in the xylem, which can be affected by the transpiration. Third is the effect of root pressure can be seen only during night time and early in the morning, as the rate of evaporation is very low. At night, in some plant, root pressure causes guttation or exudation of the drop of xylem sap from the tip or the edge of the leaves. Now, how root pressure is developed inside the root? Root pressure is caused by active distribution of mineral nutrient ions into the root xylem, and without transpiration to carry the ion up the stem is very difficult. So they have to accumulate in the root xylem, and they have to lower down the water potential. When water is diffused out from the soil into the root xylem due to the osmosis. Root pressure is caused by this accumulation of water in the xylem pushing on the rigid cell, and this will provide a force which pushes water up the stem, but it is not enough to account for the movement of water to leaves at top of the tallest trees. The maximum root pressure measured in some plant can raise water only to 6.87 meters, and the tallest trees are over 100 meters tall. Root pressure theory does not seem to be very effective force in ascent of sap due to the following reason. One is magnitude of the root pressure is very low. Even in absence of root pressure, ascent of sap continues. Example we have seen in ringing experiment. In gymnosperm, root pressure has rarely been observed. If you consider root pressure at 1 atmosphere, the water will rise up to 10 to 15 feet. If you consider root pressure 3 to 6 atmosphere, the water will rise to 45 to 75 feet. But what about the tallest tree, which has a height of 200 to 400 feet? In spite of this height, the water is still transported to their tops, which means many tall plants belonging to gymnosperm and angiosperm do not exhibit any root pressure. And root pressure is not only the force which is responsible for the transportation of water upward, and it must be something else. Let us study some physical force theory which has been postulated. First one is atmospheric pressure theory. It is responsible for the ascent of sap. Active transpiration creates vacuum in the tissue with the result that water is forced below to equalize the pressure. This theory was not so convincing, and it cannot act on water which is present in the xylem of the root. If it does, then it will not be able to raise the water beyond 34 feet. Next is imbibitional theory. Sach has supported the view that ascent of sap could take place by imbibition through the wall of the xylem, and this theory is also objected because ascent of sap take place through the lumen of xylem element and not through the walls. Now, it is well known that imbibitional force is insignificant in the ascent of sap. Next is capillary force theory, which was proposed by Boehm in 1809. He said, in plant, the xylem vessel form a sort of continuous channel creating a long capillary tube. Water rises in capillary tube due to the capillary force. According to the law of capillary force, smaller the diameter of capillary tube, greater will be the height to which water rises up. But still this theory was objected because of certain characters, like For capillarity, a free surface is required. Second point, the magnitude of the capillary force is low. Third, in spring, wood consists of broader element due to more requirement of water for the development of the new leaves, while in autumn, wood consists of narrow element which is against capillarity rule. In gymnosperm, usually the vessels are absent and other xylem element do not form continuous channel. The next theory is transpiration pool and cohesion of water theory. This theory was proposed by Dickson and Joly and greatly supported and elaborated by Dickson in 1914 and 1924. This theory was convincing and was supported with evidence. It was based on the following features: cohesive and adhesive property of the water molecule to form a continuous water column in the xylem. Second is transpiration pool exerted on this water column. Cohesive property of the water molecule remain joined to each other due to the hydrogen bond between them. Although this hydrogen bond is very weak, but when it is present in enormous number, in case of water, it is a very strong mutual force. You can see the cohesive force. Water molecule remain in the form of continuous water column in the xylem. The magnitude of this force is very high and therefore the continuous water column in the xylem cannot be broken easily due to the force of gravity and other obstruction which was offered by the internal tissue in the upward movement of water. Next is adhesive property of the water molecule. The attraction between the water molecule and the container wall, here the wall of the xylem, further ensures that the continuity of the water column in the xylem, which is the adhesive force. Next is transpiration pool. When transpiration takes place in leaves, water evaporates from the intercellular spaces to the outer atmosphere through the stomata. More water is released into the intercellular spaces from the mesophyll cell, and in turn the mesophyll cell draw water from the xylem of the leaf. Due to all this, a tension is created in water in the xylem element of the leaf, and this tension is transmitted downward to the water in the xylem of the root through the xylem of the stem. The water is pulled upward in the form of continuous unbroken water column to reach the transpiring surface of the plant. The main objection against this theory by some is that certain air bubbles present in the conducting channel will break the continuity of the water column. If there are no air bubble, and if at all are present, they will not break the water column which will remain continuous through other element of the xylem. This is the overall slide of ascent of sap. In this, water potential gradient is seen. The water potential is high in soil whereas it is low in leaves, and when we combine all these three theories, that is root pressure, absorption of water from the soil due to the negative water potential and osmosis. Second is cohesive and adhesive force in the xylem due to the hydrogen bonding. And third is transpiration pool, which helps in upward conduction of water. So the ascent of sap can be combined by using these all three theories. These are the references. Thank you.